Hey everyone, welcome to my full face using the Tarte Clay Play palette. This is a new nude palette from Tarte, and as soon as I smelled it, I had to get it. It has that wonderful hot cocoa with marshmallow scent to it. I'm like, anytime you make a product smell like this, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to use it over and over and over again. I just can't help myself. So this is a unique sort of palette. They're saying that you can use this full face. You can use it for contouring, highlighting, eyeshadow, whatever you need to do with it. It's all in one palette. This is so beautiful. I just love the neutrals here. You know I love my nudes. I would say almost every one of these shades on here is a matte. There is one that is a little bit on the sheeny, like eggshell finish side. Definitely not glittery, definitely not satin, definitely not sparkly. But this one right here, the one called Instinct, I have that on my lid today. It is a little bit of a satin finish, and I'll show you when I swatch these. So here are your, I guess, eyeshadows, basically, and then these are going to be your contour colors. I used several of these today. Really good mix of colors in here. I love the cocoa theme, the nude theme, and I love that these are matte. Super soft, super pigmented. You really have to be careful with this palette. I got into some trouble today with using too much of it because it is so intensely pigmented, and the formula is so soft that you'll pick up a ton of stuff on your brush, and then you're trying to blend it into place and it is not blending because you put too much on. It is that pigmented. It is a very strong formula on all of these. When I first opened this up, I thought it was damaged because there are places on here that are all scuffed looking and sort of old. I think that is just the theme of it. On the back, it's even more scuffed, and I'm like, okay, I hope that I didn't get a used one, but it didn't look used when I opened it at all. I do like the inside, this gold reflective stuff going on in between all the colors. I think that's really kind of pretty. I was kind of worried when I first heard about this and I first saw it in the store that this was going to be too similar to, say, the Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette, but they are two totally different palettes. There are very, very few similarities between these shades. There's maybe, you know, this sort of rosy terracotta up here has a duplicate in there maybe, and then maybe one of the light shades or this one right here, but it is, and definitely the blacks are the same, but I'm seeing a lot more sort of gray tone in here and more red tone in here. Not so red in here, very much neutrally. I like this one a lot. It is not anything like the Shade and Light. I found this really, really useful today because it really is an all-in-one palette. And I mean all-in-one. Even did my eyebrows with this palette today. That is how intensely pigmented these shades are. So we start at the top here. We have Journey, Stone, Terracotta, Solstice, Dunes, Smoke, Desert, not dessert, desert, Sand, Ember, Onyx, Timber, and Instinct. Oh, that's so rich. These are just so richly pigmented. Even for mattes, they are richly pigmented. Okay, here are your gorgeous, beautiful colors. So rich. Look at the richness of these mattes. They're just mattes. Okay, starting from this end right here, we have Journey, Stone, Solstice, Terracotta. Then we have Dunes, Smoke, Sand, Desert, Ember, Onyx, Instinct, and Timber. So what I did today, started out with the color called Journey in the crease. That is a matte, sort of a peach, pinky nude, sort of a pink nude there, almost like a ballet pink, a mocha, pink mocha color is what I'm thinking. The very inner part of my crease, I did the color called Desert. The outer part, outer corner of my lid, I did the color called Timber. Timber is a gorgeous reddish brown chocolate, very rich color. And then for my lid, I did Instinct. Instinct has, and you can see it in the pan, the finest micro glitter. It doesn't really ever show up on your lid. It sort of ends up having an eggshell sort of finish to it, but definitely not shiny, shimmery, metallic, or anything like that. Still a very matte product. For my highlighter, I used Sand. And for the very outer corner, I used a little bit of smoke, a nice dark taupe. There's not a shimmering highlighter in this bunch. You just kind of have to go all matte, which is fine. And then, surprisingly, I lined my upper lash line in Onyx. I just did this dry. I dipped into it with an angled brush and pushed it into place. Look at the pigmentation on Onyx. Not all black eyeshadows are created equal. Not all of them can you do this sort of a thing with. You'd have to wet your brush, use Fix Plus, etc. Not all of them have the pigmentation that will just push into your lash line like that and make an eyeliner instantly without wetting the brush. This one had that going for it. I love that. I can use this as an eyeliner. I can use this palette on the go, on the run. I can take it traveling, and it has an eyeliner built in. It has a bronzer built in. It has a contour built in. Love all of that. I did line under my lash line with Ember, and then the outer part of my lash line on the edge here I did Timber. There's not an inner corner brightener on this. I did pat Solstice in there, and it didn't do much brightening, but that's about the only option you have on this palette. There's not a shimmer or anything like that. Contour. I did contour my cheeks with Timber. Now here's where I got in trouble. I put Timber on each cheek, and boy, it is so pigmented and so concentrated. I had a hard time blending it out. I had a hard time blending it out on this cheek. The other cheek did better, but it was definitely on there. I tried not to dip in too hard, but I guess even dipping in softly was too hard. But Timber is a beautiful, beautiful color. It just has a richness and a warm glow to it that just warms your skin. So I used that for my contour, and then for my bronzer I used Desert. I think Desert is perfect. What a perfect light skin bronzer. You do have another bronzer called Terracotta, and it has a very peachy cast, a warmer cast. That's better for people with warmer skin tones, a little bit more of a medium skin tone. But this Desert is just, it's perfect for us really pale girls. I did try to use the color called Solstice as the light part of my contour. So I did try to do my forehead with it and my chin. It didn't show up. I'm just too pale. It just did not show up. But that's okay. I have other products I can use for that. Also did my eyebrows with this today. Man, it is so versatile. I dipped once with an angled eyebrow brush into Timber. Once into Timber, once into Smoke. That's plenty. It loaded that brush up so much that I was able to do one entire eyebrow with that one very light dip into those two colors. I can't believe how much pigmentation these have and how far that went. I was not expecting that. So I did it again on the other one dip into Timber, one dip into Smoke, a light dip, not pressing hard, lasted my entire eyebrow. I love this. No harsh lines. I took a spoolie brush and brushed through it to make sure the product was evenly distributed. Great for traveling. You don't have to take an eyebrow pencil or anything like that with you. You've got it all in one. Plus it smells wonderful. Did I mention how it smells? So overall, I am loving, loving, loving my palette. It has this worn, rugged look on the outside. It's going to get even more worn and rugged looking because I'm going to be using this one a lot, I think, because of the warm tones on here. So by warm tones, I mean like this is a warm tone, this is a warm tone, this is a warm tone, this is a warm tone. I think I'm going to be using this more than I've used my Shade and Light palette. I haven't used that one all that much. This one just really appeals to me. These warm tones in here just really appeal to me, and the matteness appeals to me a lot. Great for something quick that you just want to do quickly. You want to do your face quickly. You don't want to pull out your bronzer and your contour and all of that stuff. I am wearing today one of the new concealers. There's a flood of concealers right now. I'm using a deluxe sample I got from Sephora. This is Benefit's Boing Airbrush Concealer. So we've heard of the Boing Concealer. That's just their regular concealer from Benefit. Very popular product. Lots of people love it. The color I have here is called number 1. Of course, the palest one you can get. I'm not a big fan of this product. The Airbrush one I feel like is even more pigmented, I would say, than the regular Boing concealer. Here's what it looks like, but it's still not pigmented enough for me. This is a very soft and creamy product. It's somewhat sheer. It's kind of too sheer for me. So I put it on today, tapped it into place with my finger, kept layering it, layering it, layering it, putting on more and more of it. And it just was not covering. It just does not cover my dark circles. They are too dark. They're too extreme. I think this is okay for people who don't really have dark circles, who just want a little bit of a brightening under their eye or a little tiny bit of concealment. If you can see, so it is very hydrating. Okay, I'll give it that. It feels very hydrating under there, not dry at all. But you may not be able to see, but because this is such a soft and oily almost product, it sort of is clumping up already in a very, very fine way. Not big clumps, but it's sort of clumping together, and that's the problem I've had with Boing before. It sort of clumps on me after wear, not very long. I haven't had this on very long, but it sort of draws up in spots and leaves me even more bare. I just don't think there's enough pigmentation for that, but you may be able to get away with it if you don't have terrible dark circles like I do. I'm trying out a new mascara today. I absolutely love it. I'm going to talk to you guys more about it in a subsequent video. I have a new pair of Faux Mink eyelashes. I really like these. They are kind of gathered together in these little clumps that are longer than the rest of them. But the band on them is so stiff that this is not like, I could not get them to curve down and lay where my eyelashes start here, and so that's why they're kind of sticking out. I have to kind of really work and loosen that band. That's why I kind of look a little funny today. But I do like the way that these ends look. These ends are so pretty like that. Guys, I have a liquid lipstick to talk about with you guys in a future video. I have 2 more concealers to talk about with you guys as well. So I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.